only few people in the faculty members of technical education in degree master is having a master degree in English literature and economics and business administration. Also, he successfully completed the B.Ed course. So I invite Rahman sir to delivering the inaugural first module of event management. Welcome, Rahman sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Hi, dear CABM students of Reference Polytechnics, namely RWPTC Payyanur, AKNM GPTC Trikarippur, GWPTC Kottakkal, GPTC Kumali, and GPTC Payyanur, and also all the faculties and other dignitaries who are behind this most valuable program. Have a nice day. Today, we are starting our event management paper of 5th semester. And first of all, we can briefly note what are the entire contents or the syllabus of the topic. Okay. As that of any other paper, this should also contain 4 modules. First one, namely, Introduction to Event Management. Second one, Marketing of Events. Third one, Pricing of Events. And fourth one, Activities in Event Management. Okay. And what is the peculiarity of this paper is that it is a little bit easy, but at the same time, lack of materials are facing both by students as well as the faculties. But all the available materials are enough for our purpose. Okay, and let's go through these topics. First one, Introduction to Event Management. And under this Introduction to Event Management, we are dealing with some of the major concepts behind this paper. And in the second module, we are trying to see, or you have to learn with major concepts: segmentation of marketing, position of events, categories of events, and so on. And in the third module, you have to learn pricing of events, risk behind pricing, objectives behind pricing, and marketing strategies in pricing, and so on. In the same way, in the fourth module, you have to learn the entire activities, that is, pre-event activities, during the event activities, as well as after the event activities or post-event activities in event management. As in the same way, you also have to learn the important medias that are used for taking the event from the organizers to the audience. Okay. So with this, we are entering to the first module. And it is quite well known that we have heard so many times the word event. Okay. Let us see what is the meaning of the term event. Actually, the term event has got many meanings. Okay. Or it is used in many different contexts, as well as it has got different connotations. It is called occurrence. It is called program. It is called creating a situation or an instance or even a project. Okay. So the term event has got the meanings like occurrence, okay, program, created situation or instance, or even a project. Okay. And it also means a unique moment in life, okay, a unique moment in life that will give us some joy and ceremony. Okay, so anything that may give some sort of joy, celebrations, and in the same way, some instances that may not give joy and happiness, but it may give some sort of ill feeling or sad feeling. That depends on the type of event that we are either participating or accidentally we are coming across. Okay, let us see one definition to the term. Let us see one definition to the term event. According to Philip Kotler, he defines event as an occurrence to communicate, a particular message to a target audience. You see, we have seen the meanings of different meaning of the term event. Okay, then we are trying to see the definition to the term event. Events are defined as occurrence to communicate particular message to target audience. That means it underlines three important aspects, or three important or essential elements are the prerequisites for an event, or in any event there might be the following three elements. Okay, what are they? First one, there must be a situation, there must be an instance, or there must be an occurrence. Something must be occurred. For example, the conduction of an Olympics, it must be occurred. So occurrence or creation of a situation is the first most important part of this definition. And the second one is there must be some messages to communicate. Okay, there must be some messages to communicate to the audience or to the participants or to the viewers. Okay, so nowadays we know that we are conducting so many programs against the spread of the most severe diseases, COVID-19. Okay, so our government is trying to communicate a message to the entire population of Kerala to take satisfactory precautionary measures. Okay, there must be some messages to communicate in any event. So this is the second element. And the third one is that there must be some target audience. It is focused on some people. It is focused on some customers. It is focused on some audience. Okay, so there must be some target audience. So these are the three important elements or aspects of this definition. First one, let me repeat once again. There must be there is a situation. Okay, there is an occurrence or there is a creation of an instance. And second one is that there is some messages to communicate to the people. And third one is that there is some target audience, either as participants or as viewers or as customers. Okay, let me say some example. As you know, there are different examples. You can cite as many examples. For example, you see sports, conduction of sports can be either national sports, local sports, state level sports, international sports, just like the FIFA. Okay. Then again, conduction of India's election is the most tedious and most large event. Okay. Conduction of election, conduction of a festival, conduction of a marriage function, conduction of some business meetings, okay, some music orchestras or music concerts. Let us say, or let us say so many examples for events. Okay, so what is event management? Event management. Our paper is on event management, and you will see and you will learn it in detail in the subsequent topics. Here, let us say in briefly, event management is blend of creative and technical skill essential for the creation and delivery of any live experience. So behind the management of event, we are mixing some creative as well as technical skills, and then we are planning, and then we are analyzing, and then we are producing, and then we are marketing all these live experience to the audience. So it is the management of creative and technical skills essential for the creation and delivery of any live experience. Okay, so with that we have seen the meaning and the definition to the term event, and then we have seen the three aspects of important aspects of the term event, or the definition to the term event. And now let us see what are the characteristics of event. Okay, so the first one, as you see in my slide, it is a unique life experience. Okay, so each and every event may give some unique life experience to the participants. Okay, either to the participants or to the viewers or to the audience who are there to enjoy or to make use of this event. Okay, So event gives you some sort of unique experience in life. And the second characteristic is that it is related with the people. As we know that each and every business activity is related with the people. It is for the people and it's by the people. In the same way, event also related with both men and women. It is by the people and it is for the people. Okay. On one end, there should be always some people as human resources. So the second characteristic is that it is related with people. Okay, human beings and human resources are one of the essential elements behind the conduction of an event. And the third one is that there are some target audience. Okay, in every event, there might be some target audience. Sometimes maybe the youngsters or children or kids or sports athletes. Okay, so the audience may be different according to the type and nature of the event conducted. Okay. The characteristics is that, or the important point that is to be noted here is that there might be some target audience in almost all the events. Okay. And the fourth one is that it gives as well as it shares some experience. Okay. So each and every event gives some experience as well as it share this experience. Okay. If I participate in an event, suppose the viewers or the listeners of this class, you might have participated in so many events. You might have attended in so many events, either as organizers or as participants or as the mere listeners or viewers. In any case, you are getting some experience and then you are sharing this experience with your co-workers, co-students, co-friends or co-mates or your classmates. Okay, so each and every event gives you some experiences and these experiences can be shareable. So events are helpful to give us some experiences. Okay, and the fifth one is it aimed at fulfilling the objectives. Okay, behind the conduction of each and every element, there might be some objectives. Okay, and these events are conducted in order to fulfill these objectives. You see, large event is conducting nowadays by the government, not only by the government of Kerala, but the government of India and the government of almost all nations of the world where this vigorous and most dangerous spread is spread. Okay, and our government, the government of Kerala, is conducting a massive program against the spread of this severe disease and the warnings to the people, warnings by giving warnings to the people that what are the different measures, precautionary and safety measures that are to be taken by the entire people of Kerala or entire populations of Kerala. So behind this event, the objective is that the Keralites, the people, they must be safe, they must be protected, they must not be a part of in spreading this disease. So that's what is the our most fundamental objectives behind the conduction of this immunization program, a mass program against the spread of coronavirus. So you see, first part of this characteristics of event, let me repeat once again. First one, it is a unique life experience. Each and every event is related with the people. And the third one is that it has some target audience. And the fourth one is that it gives some experience and these experiences are shareable. And the fourth one is that it aimed at fulfilling certain objectives. Behind the conduction of each and every objective, each and every event, there are some objectives to be fulfilled. Okay, now let us see the next characteristics of events. Okay, the sixth one, it is a short span of time. Almost all events may be a short span of time. You see, there might be one beginning and there might be some end. You see, for the conduction of a sports, for the conduction of your college arts day program, for the conduction of a marriage ceremony, or for the conduction of an anniversary program, or for the conduction of a Pathayatra, or the state conference of a national or in a state party. So for each and every event, there might be a span of time. There is one starting point and there is one ending point, but the duration may be different. You see, our activities against COVID may last a little long because the disease may not may not stop within the immediate future as the symptoms are seen nowadays. So, in short, the sixth characteristic is that each and every event is having some span of time. It may be a little bit short. Okay, there might be one beginning and there might be one end. And the next one is as that of any activity, as that of any business activity or any other type of activity, non-business activity, it requires some sort of resources. You see, just like other business activities or non-business activities, profitable or non-profitable, the conduction of event is also require some sort of resources, both human resources as well as non-human resources. It require the skill and creativity of the HR as well as it require the technological skill, the technological development or innovative concept or innovative ideas and innovative tools that are developed. Each and every type of resources that can be used for making every event more attractive, more effective, more lively. So in short, let me say that each and every type of event requires some sort of resources. Okay, and the eighth one is each and every event requires some sort of good planning. Without a good planning, we cannot succeed in the conduction of the event and we may not be able to fulfill our objectives. So in order to fulfill our objectives and in order to make it a successful one, we require good planning as that of any management activity. Okay, so the eighth characteristics is that it requires some good planning with a good thought. Okay, and the next one, it involves risk. You see, we know that since we are the students of business management, we know that the entire activity in business carries risk. There is no business activity without the element of risk. That type of element of risk is here also. We can see some sort of element of risk in any type of event. That means event also bears some sort of uncertainty. We are conducting the event in front of some sort of uncertainty. If you are going to conduct a large music concert or a music program or a music orchestra by awarding tickets or for collection of some sort of revenue, there are many types of risk. Sometimes maybe there is chances of failure, there is chances of lack of turnout of viewers. Okay, there is chances of some other failures either in the music program or in the stage decorations or in the coming and going of the participants. There are so many types of risk involved. So in each and every event, we have to expect some sort of risk. And in order to avoid or in order to minimize this risk and this uncertainty, we have to plan it well. That's why it says that we say that it requires some sort of good planning. So it involves some sort of risk. This is the ninth characteristics of event. Okay, and the last one is each and every event conveys certain messages to the public. Each and every event conveys certain messages to the audience or to the viewers or to the customers. As we have seen in our definition itself, one of the three important elements or parts of this definition we have seen, the third one was it conveys certain messages to the viewers or to the person who are there to enjoy and to see the event. Okay, and these messages may be short-living one, or it may be a long-lasting one, or it may be something to learn and to put into practice. Okay, so the conduction of sports, the conduction of any international sports between India and China or between India and Russia, the main intention may be the development of mutual understanding and development of keeping integrity of the sovereignty of the two nations. So for the conduction of any program, there might be some messages and there are some certain messages, and these messages to be conveyed to the audience or to the viewers. And these messages can be either for enjoyment, or in all many cases, these messages can be for learning and keeping in mind, and also to put into practical. So these are the important characteristics of uh, event. And let me say once again, what are the characteristics of events? You have to keep all these points in mind. First one, it is unique life experience. Second one, it is related with the people. Third one, there might be some target audience. And fourth one, it gives some good experience and it can be shareable. And fifth one, it is aimed at fulfilling certain objectives. Behind the conduction of every event, there might be some objectives. And the sixth one, as you have seen in your slide, it is a short span of time. There might be one beginning, and there might be one end. And the seventh one, it requires some sort of resources. And the eighth one, it requires some good planning. And the ninth one, it involves some sort of risk. And the tenth one, it conveys certain messages to the public. So with that, we have completed the characteristics of event. And I hope that everybody are listening to me and you are able to follow what I am saying. And this is an interesting subject and an easy subject also. So keep all these points in mind. And I hope that I can go to the next subtopic.
റഹ്മാൻ സാർ ഒരു ഡൗട്ട്
Okay.
കുട്ടികളെ ഇപ്പൊ സാറി കോവിഡിനൊക്കെ പറ്റി പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ.
Okay, yes.
അപ്പൊ ഇതില് നമ്മൾ ഒരുപാട് ഇവന്റ് ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സിറ്റുവേഷനിൽ ക്യാൻസൽഡ് ആണ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പോസ്റ്റ്പോൺഡ് ആണ്. അപ്പൊ ഈ പോസ്റ്റ് കോവിഡിൽ നമ്മുടെ ഇവന്റ് മാനേജ്മെന്റിന് ഒരു ത്രെട്ട് ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ലേ എന്നുള്ള ചോദ്യം.
Certainly, what your question and your doubts is many. Not only in the post-event post-COVID, but even nowadays, if this event management and conduction of event must be restricted, because it will help. It may help for the spread of the disease. So this event has to be restricted nowadays. What I am saying is that it is the most lively and present ongoing example for an event. The entire activities of the government of Kerala for the against the spread of this COVID disease. That is a live example. But your question is that there is a threat for you, not only in the post-COVID period or scenario, but even now there is a threat. Okay. So that's why many of the events are തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഉണ്ട്. Almost minimized. So marriage ceremony, conduction of marriage ceremony. There are large marriages are conducted by spending crores of rupees. But nowadays it is everything is restricted and minimized to the least minimum number. So there is no possibility of conducting any events. If there is no any other doubts,
okay, sir, you can carry on.
I can proceed to the next. And the next one is that important types of events. Okay, all these are very easy and that we are seeing in our daily life. Only I want to say, just mentioning, and I hope that my audience, my dear students, are well versed with these types of events. Even then, for the sake of understanding, let me say some of the important types of events. First one is religious events. Okay, and you know that what is religious events? Many people, particularly those people who are living in Kerala, are well versed with our many programs like Attugal Pongal, one of the most lively religious events. Then Hajj programs of the Muslims. Okay, programs that are going in Sabarimala. All these are religious events. Example for religious events. Religious events simply means the events that are conducted for the practice of religious customs, religious values, religious beliefs, religious settlements. Okay, so those events which are intended for either the spread or propagation of religious beliefs, customs, settlements or practices, and so on. Examples you can say name many examples, which Attugal Pongal, Hajj programs in Sabarimala, and so on. Okay, and the second one is social events. Social events are simply to say that the events intended for a togetherness or a gatherings of the social people. Okay, gatherings of our friends, only for celebration of some joy. Okay, and some ceremony. You see, conduction of marriage party or a birthday party or an housewarming party, swarming party. All these are the examples for some social events. Social events. And the third one is that political events. What is the political events? The events that are conducted by the political parties, either for the spread of their political ideologies, political concepts, or their views. We have seen so many rallies, and Kerala is too much fed up these rallies, Hartals and other programs, conferences, district conferences, state conferences, national conferences, okay, political conventions. All this Keralites are need not be told about the political events. Okay, and the next one is entertainment events. Entertainment events are the events which are intended for enhancing our entertainment. For example, many TV channels are conducting many programs intended for the enhancement of their viewers. Okay, increase in the number of viewers, intended for the increase or spread of the publicity of the channel. They are conducting many dance programs. They are conducting many music programs. They are conducting many TV shows, both live and shows and telecast shows. Okay, so all these are examples for entertainment events, and these other type of events, awareness events. And my students or those who are listening can simply cite a sudden, most lively example. Okay, these activities of almost all nations, what they are conducting for controlling the spread of this COVID disease. They are conducting many awareness programs. So what is awareness programs? Awareness programs are the programs intended to create, intended to inculcate some awareness among the public, among the general people of the state or the nation, either for the support of something or for against something. Both two types can be conducted under this awareness program or awareness type. Some program may be the support. Okay, you see, now the activities are in support of the government-sponsored programs. Okay, and there may be many programs against the use of liquor. Okay, against the use of liquor, and there may be many programs against the abuse of ladies. Okay, abuse of ladies. All those programs are against. And in the same way, there may be many programs intended for seeking the support of the general public. Okay, for eradicating the use of alcohol, eradicating the use of certain diseases, for example, TB. Okay, and for eradicating such severe diseases, government or the organizations may seek some support of the general public through conducting this awareness program. Okay, and the next one is a sports event. Okay, sports event simply, as the term itself refers, conduction of sports and any type of sports. Okay, it can be a IPL is a large event. You see, FIFA World Cup is largest sports event. You see, conduction of Olympics, conduction of Kerala's School Youth Festival is the largest sports event in Asia. You see, so in this way, these are examples of sports event. You see, in the same way, there are academic events also. What is academic events? Academic events are the events intended for the spread of some sort of education, some particular knowledge or some particular ideas. It is conducted by either by the students or by the academicians or by the teachers, etc. And examples are many seminars, many workshops, okay, many academic conferences are examples for academic events. Okay, so academic events are the events conducted for the spread of some new ideas or some academic knowledge. Okay, and it can be conducted by the academicians, teachers, students, etc. Examples are some conferences, seminars, okay, and professional meet, etc. are the examples for academic events. And the next one is business events. Business events are very simple. These events are conducted by the business people, business executives, corporate, multinational companies. They are conducting many programs for either for the launching of a new product or launching of a new machinery, trade fairs, okay, and trade shows, exhibitions are all examples for business events. And there are many other different types of events like networking events, promotional events, competitive events. What is competitive events? Competitive events are the events which are conducted as part of competition. You see, in your polytechnic, you are conducting your poly annual day in the same way, poly youth festivals, poly arts day. It is conducted as a competition also, branch-based competition or house-based competition. So events which are conducted as competition and there may be winners. Okay, such events are called competitive events. Okay, so there are different types of events. Okay, I have already mentioned some of the important events that we are coming across in our daily life. And let me say once again, let me repeat once again these different types of events. Okay, first one we have seen religious events conducted by the religious parties or religious believers. Okay, as part of the spread of their or propagation of their ideas or their beliefs. And second one, social events for a togetherness, for a friendship. Okay, and second one, political events. Okay, and then third one, political events. And then we have seen entertainment events. Then we have seen awareness events. Then we have seen sports events. Then we have seen academic events. Then we have seen events, business events, competitive events, international events, and there are different types of events. And since all these points you are coming across in your daily life, that's why I'm not entering into the far details of the topic. And I hope that all of you have clearly understood what I am saying so far about the types of different types of events. And I think let us enter into the next topics. That is what is the objectives of event. Okay.
സാറേ ഒരു ഡൗട്ട്.
Okay.
നമ്മളിപ്പോ ഇവന്റ് ഡിഫറെന്റ് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് ഇവന്റ് റിലീജിയസ് ഇവന്റ് ഒക്കെ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ.
Okay.
റിലീജിയസ് ഇവന്റ് ആക്ച്വലി ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് റിച്വൽസ് ഒക്കെ പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇതിലൊരു മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് മൈൻഡ് ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ സർ ഈ റിലീജിയസ് ഇവന്റ് അതിന്റെ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ്സ് സാറ്റിസ്ഫൈ വാട്ട് എക്സ്റ്റെന്റ് വി ക്യാൻ.
Okay. Behind the conduction of any event, there might be some objectives. That what we are going to discuss just now also. So sometimes, let me say one example. The Hindu believers, they are conducting a program at Sabarimala. It may be either intended for propagating their beliefs, their customs, their habits. Sometimes maybe the idea that for mutual friendship and mutual belief between different communities. Okay, so that what we are saying is that the communal spread is it is a very sad experience to us. Sad to say that. So in order to curb, in order to stop that type of false propagation, they can conduct an event and they can openly say to the public that right Hinduism is standing for the mutual brotherhood of the entire people of the world. In the same way, Muslim population, they can also conduct a program. So behind the conduction of any program, there might be some objectives. It may be sometimes for the spread of their own beliefs, or it may be for the for inculcating some mutual belief, mutual friendship, mutual togetherness between different communities.
Okay, sir. Okay.
In every event, if political parties is conducting, what is their objectives? They have to say the people that we are the biggest parties in Kerala or the biggest parties in India, and we have that much of audience and we have that much of followers. Okay.
Yes.
Who are going to come to power. So there were many objectives. Okay.
Okay, sir. Understood.
So I think I can enter into the next.
Yeah, you can carry on to the next section, sir.
Okay. Objectives of event, and first one is develop a theme of event. Okay. So behind the conduction of every event, there might be a theme. That's what I told that we are entering to the objectives. So sometimes the theme may be the development of team spirit, development of friendship either between two clubs or between two institutions or between two states or between two parties or between two nations. So development of the theme of event is one of the important objectives of the conduction of event. And the theme may be inculcation of some new belief or friendship or a team spirit, okay, or friendliness between two nations. Okay, if India and China is intended to conduct a program together, okay, they can reduce the threat that we are experiencing nowadays in our boundary areas or boundary lines. Okay, the second one is providing some career opportunities. Each and every event gives some career opportunities to the people. There are career opportunities like event manager, operations manager, logistic manager, entertainment manager, sponsorship manager, okay, and event coordinator or event designer and so on. So, and the second objective behind the event is that it provides some sort of career opportunities to the public. And the third one is that it helps to develop leadership qualities. In how it will help to develop leadership qualities behind the conduction of certain programs. Suppose there is a large multinational company, Wipro, they want to conduct a new event for inculcating qualities in their staff, for inculcating some mutual friendship in their staff, for changing some attitude of their and their staff, they can conduct some event. Okay, so development of leadership qualities is also one of the objectives behind the conduction of event. So the subordinate may be able to influence others, or they may be able to give support to their superior officers, or through the conduction of the event, the organizers may be able to motivate their subordinate to work more effectively. So for that, we are conducting events. So we can take the example of our technical education department itself. As part of our NBA accreditation, we are conducting many programs. All those are events, and the objective of that event is to motivate the entire people of or entire staff, entire employees of the polytechnic to work towards the fulfillment of NBA accreditation. Okay, so everyone will become a part of this process. Okay, everyone is assigned a role and they are acting as the role effectively. So development of leadership quality. In the same way, development of team spirit also. Okay, through the conduction of event, if you are conducting a program in our polytechnic, that will help to develop a team spirit, a feeling of togetherness, a feeling of oneness of that we are one, we are part of the institution. Without the institution cannot go ahead. So we must work both in front and back and side for the development of our institution. So in order to inculcate such a team spirit, such a feeling, we can conduct many events. So the conduction of event is the objective of event is the development of a team spirit is also regarded as one of the dominant objective of event. Okay, and the next one is enhancement of corporate image. Okay, there are many. For example, this Asianet, they are conducting many film shows, film fairs, okay, film awards. What is the purpose? Enhancing their image. Okay, increasing their image, improving their image. In the same way, behind the conduction of event, the objective is enhancing or increasing their image, increasing their publicity. Okay, so enhancement of corporate image is the main objective of any business organization, non-business organization, or even service organization. For example, our polytechnic itself have conducted last year one program intended for our local publics, repairing all those complained electronic equipments. So through the conduction of that program, the image of the polytechnic has risen. And then we have given our best to nearby institutions during the time of strike conveyance. They were facing severe problems of transportation facility. So we have offered our bus, okay, and we have helped them. So that helped them to increase the image of the polytechnic in the nearby areas. So behind the conduction of any event, it is helpful to increase the image of the organization or firm who are conducting the event. And the next one is it is helpful to encourage creativity also. There are different types of events which are organized much attractively, very nicely. Okay, so each and every event requires some sort of creativity to make it more successful. to make it more creative, to make it more attractive. So people who are behind the conduction of event or people who are acting as organizers will always try to introduce creativity in their events. Okay. And two more objectives. Ensure safety and security. So while conducting any event, they have to ensure the safety of the both the organizers, the participants, as well as the viewers. Okay. There may be many
Hello.
problems like chances of occurring some fire or some other calamities during the conduction of events. So they have to, behind the organization of event, they have to ensure the safety of all these participants as well as viewers. And they have to manage the financial aspect also. There might be good financial management. There might be good prepare. The budget must be prepared well. Okay, they must be thoroughly planned. They must be thoroughly plan the cash flow. Okay, they must thoroughly plan what the chances of profit, the chances of loss. So finance aspect as well, they should be managed well. So financial management should also be rational, should also be profitable, should also be helpful them to curb, to minimize the chances of loss and the chances of risk. So financial management, ensuring financial management, ensuring safety and security, encouraging creativity, enhancement of corporate image, development of team spirit, development of leadership qualities, provision or providing career objectives, and the development of the team of spirit, etc., are the important objectives behind the conduction of event. So these are the objectives behind the event. Okay, I hope that all the listeners or the students might have understood what are the what are the objectives of the events. So far, we have covered introduction to the event and then definition, the important aspects of the definition, then characteristics of event, and then we have seen the important types of event, and then we have seen the objectives of event. Okay, and one more minor subtopic is left. That is what is functions of event management. Okay, and we have seen. Let me start the functions of event management. Okay, and we have seen that in our management paper, since we are in the fifth semester, some students, you might have studied many basic management papers, and where you have studied the functions of management in detail. Here, we are trying to apply those functions to the event aspect. Okay, so the basic functions of management are regarded as the basic functions of event management, where you have studied planning, organizing, and staffing, leading and coordinating, and in the same way controlling. Okay, so what is the first function of management event here? It is planning. What is here planning? You know what is planning, and you have studied it well. But in event, the event planning includes budgeting, estimating, selecting the event, selecting the site, and acquisition or acquiring the permit for the conduction of event, and arrangement of transportation, arrangement of parking facilities to the vehicles. Okay, so all these should be planned. Okay, so where in our management we are planning as part of the planning the entire resources. Here we are planning the event resources. Okay, and the conduction of event also. So what are the things that are to be planned in event management or event conduction of event? Here planning includes, we have to plan our budget. We have to plan or we have to select our event which are most suitable and attractive to the viewers or to the audience. Okay, and we have to select or pick up the participants who are most attractively able to perform the functions, perform the event. Okay, and we have to plan our site selection. We have to plan for getting permission for conduction of event. We have to select the site. We have to arrange the transportation. Okay, we have to arrange everything. So proper planning of the entire activity starting from A to Z is required. So without these type of planning, no event can be successfully conducted. So for the successful conduction of planning, event, smooth planning of these types of items are required. So let me move to the second one, organizing. What they have to be organized? The conduction of event is, we have told that it is a task. It involves some risk. It involves some uncertainty. So we have to organize the entire event activities, entire task. We have to allocate responsibilities, duties to different types of people or staff who are working behind the conduction of event. There may be event planner, there may be event coordinator, there may be event information manager, there may be logistic manager, there may be security manager, there may be infrastructure manager, etc. Different types of fellows, persons, individuals are working for the conduction of this event. So to each and every staff, to each and every person who are holding the key post in the conduction of the event has to allocate their duties, has to allocate their responsibilities. So it must be organized well. It must be allocated well. And as you see in your slide, the third one is event staffing. Okay, so for conducting and managing and performing all these activities, they're suitable, amicable, friendly, effective, and efficient staff must be recruited, must be posted, must be given entrusted with the duties. Okay, they must be able to satisfy all the requirements of employees, all the requirements of individuals, all the requirements of the audience. Okay, so they have to, event organizers have to recruit staffs. They must who must be able to perform their duties well. They must be able to perform the duties within the stipulated time period with the maximum efficiency and maximum effectiveness. So they may have to deal with guests. They may have to deal with ordinary viewers or ordinary audience. Okay, and they must be able to decorate very attractively. So there must be people, there must be staff who must be able to decorate it very attractively, nicely. So suitable staff must also be selected, must also be there for conducting any event. So again, the last one, the next last but not the least, leading and coordinating. Okay, so there must be an event manager who must lead every activity. Okay, who must lead his subordinate. There may be some manager of parking. There may be some manager for ensuring the safety. There may be manager for program. There may be manager for this what we can say, ensuring the safety. Okay, so the different employees may be charged their separated duties, and all those managers, all those employees must be led and they must be coordinated by the overall manager of the event. So there must be sound leading, there might be sound communication, effective communication, and there might be everything must be effectively and nicely coordinated so as to ensure the smooth functioning of the program. And the last function is controlling. So what is controlling? Controlling simply, let us say that, as you have learned, it is a process of ensuring that the things are going as we planned. We have told that there might be proper planning, and we have to ensure the entire activities of the conduction of the event from A to Z are going as we planned, as we scheduled, as we intended. If something go wrong, if something go against our plan, it must be rectified all of a sudden. It must be timely rectified. Then only it will be able to make it a success. Then only we will be able to make it a success. So in order to make it a success, we have to control the entire activities by ensuring that all the things are going as the managers, as the conductors are planned. So these are the basic preliminary functions of event management and that of management functions. But all those management functions we are applying to event. That is only the minor difference. Okay. So once again, let me introduce the functions of event management. First one is planning the entire resources that are required for event, then organizing, and then event staffing, leading and coordinating, and controlling. So these are the functions of event management. Okay. And with this, we have completed our today's schedule or topics intended for the first session of our subject paper course on event management. And let me reproduce once again all the points that we have, or all the major points that we have discussed today. Hope that all my students are listening well, attending well, and they are recording it in their mind. And please keep it in your mind and use as and when you are asked to write on these subjects. Today, first we have seen introduction to event management. There we have seen the meaning of the term event, and then we have seen the definition to the term event. Okay, and then we have seen the characteristics of event. Then we have seen the important types of events. Then we have seen the objectives of events, and then we have seen our functions of event. Okay. These are the main content that we have discussed today. And the next 10 minutes is reserved for raising your doubts. If any, so really there is 7 minutes. And if there is any doubts, you can ask me the doubts from the topics that we have discussed today. Okay, doubts.
സാറ് ഹലോ സാർ
Yes.
ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എന്താണ് ഒരു ഈവന്റിന്റെ മെയിൻ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് എന്ന്?
Okay, we cannot distinguish. We have discussed some 8 objectives behind the conduction of an event. So we cannot distinguish, or we cannot set apart one is main and the other one is not so important. The main objective or the importance objective depends on the nature and type of the event that you are conducting or that you are going to conduct. Suppose you are conducting an event in the event for propagating a religious concept or ideas. The main objectives may be spreading friendship between 2 or more religious followers. Suppose you are conducting a sports event, it may be for the development of team spirit. Okay, team spirit between the participants and between 2 nations. Okay, and the main objectives depend on the nature and type of event that we are going to conduct. Here we have analyzed all those events that may be come across during the course of the conduction of the events. Okay, suppose one event is conducted by Russia and India. Sometimes the main objective may be depends on the nature of the event that we are conducting, that we are organizing. What is the, let us clearly understand this question by saying the present day event program conducted by our government of Kerala. What is the main objective? The main objective is to ensure the safety and security of the people. For that, our chief minister and the health ministry is daily appearing before the public. You have to keep maximum safety. Okay, there are then these programs are transferring to the district level health department and so on. So the major objective of this program is to curb the spread of coronavirus. So objective depends on the nature and type of the program that we are conducting. Hope that you have understood the point.
ഓക്കെ സാർ, വേറെ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. ഈ ഇവന്റ് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് എപ്പോഴും പ്രീ പ്ലാനിങ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുമോ, അതോ ടൈം അനുസരിച്ച് പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരുമോ? ഓരോ സമയത്ത് എപ്പോഴും ഒരേപോലെയാണോ പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളൊരു?
No, it should be there might for any chance or of any type of event, there might be sound pre-planning. You suppose you are going to conduct a marriage program, a large marriage program having 10,000 participants or invitees. You have to plan everything in advance. We have to plan. So pre-planning is most essential for the conduct of every event. but still, there may be some chances of striking or breaking that planning the activity. Suppose something adverse has happened during the course of the conduction of the event. What they will do? They may have to reschedule. They may have to rearrange. They may have to cut short something, either between during the course of the event. Okay, something burst has opened. We are coming to see the bride has escaped or the bridegroom has escaped. Suppose if we are conducting a sports program, okay, we are planned everything very nicely, everything we are planned. But immediately, just before the conduction of the event, suppose a football program, conduction of a football mela or a music orchestra is going on. Just 1 hour ago, just 1 hour before the starting of the program, a strike of transportation. Every transportation employees are called a strike. What they will do? Everything must be pre-planned. Everything must be postponed. Okay, either they may have to repay the ticket or amount. So planning, pre-planning is required. Very for the conduction, smooth conduction of any event. Sound pre-planning is required, and at the same time, we have to expect that at any time during the course of the event, we may have to reschedule and break this plan. Okay, so pre-planning is required, and the timely routine planning is also required for conducting an event.
ഓക്കെ സർ, ഒരു ചോദ്യം കൂടി, ക്യാരക്ടറിസ്റ്റിക്സ് ഒന്ന് പെട്ടെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ എന്ന് ഒരാൾ ചോദിച്ചു.
Okay, we shall reproduce again the characteristics of the event. See, and the first characteristics is that it gives some unique life experience. Unique life experience means that it needs a little bit more explanation, I think. Unique means there is, to some people, some experiences may be unique. There may not be any event which can be compared to this one. It may be unparalleled. Okay, for example, to me, my marriage ceremony is a unique experience in my life. Okay, the marriage of my daughter may be a unique experience in my life. So in that sense, we are saying that our event may be a unique in our life. Suppose we are trying to get NBA accreditation. If suppose our polytechnic has blessed with the NBA accreditation, it will be a unique experience to me. It will be a unique experience to our principal. He will remember it till the end of his life. In that sense, we say that every event may be a unique life experience. The second one, let me go through a little bit fast. Second one is related with the people. It need not be explained, and there might be some target audience behind every music avate, and in this sports avate, everything there is target audience. So what is about our drop immunization program intended for below the age of 5? There are the target audience. Every kid who are below the age of 5. So there is some target audience. And the fourth one is it gives good experience. So unique experience is different from good experience. Okay, good experience is to everybody. There may be some good experience as well as there may be some bad experience. Suppose we are traveling along the road, we have come across with a accident. It gives some bad experience. Okay, so event gives sometimes bad experience, sometimes good experience. And first characteristic, every event is some unique experience in life. A unique may be also both bad and good. Okay, but what we intended to remember is satisfactory and positive events that we intended to remember for long. Okay, and the next one is aimed at fulfilling the objectives, and almost all events are with a short span of time. Means that for every event there may be an end, there may be a starting, and there may be an end. In between the time, the event is going on. That means no event is going on endlessly. നമുക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ ഒരു ഫുട്ബോൾ മേള എൻഡ്ലെസ് ആയിട്ട് പോകുന്നു, ഒരു ഇലക്ഷൻ പ്രോഗ്രാം എൻഡ്ലെസ് ആയിട്ട് പോകുന്നു, ഒരു മാരേജ് സെറമണി എൻഡ്ലെസ് ആയിട്ട് പോകുന്നു? The only thing that a lasting is our activities against the COVID virus. It may last sometime 1 year, or the expert says that, health expert says that it may last 1 year or more than 1 year. So event has a time, starting and ending, or short span of time. And the next one is it requires resources as that of any other activity. As we know, without resources, we cannot conduct any event. And good planning required. Good planning is required for the conduct of any event. 8th one. And 9th one, every event involves risk. We have seen every event includes some sort of event. There is no event, particularly if it is a business related event, there is some sort of event. And last one is it conveys certain messages. Okay. So I think all of you might have understood all those points that we have discussed today in the
സാർ
beginning session.
ഒരു ചോദ്യം കൂടി, അത് നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞതാണ്, എന്നാലും മീനിങ് ഓഫ് ഇവന്റ് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ഒന്ന് ഷോർട്ട് ആയിട്ട് പറയാമോ എന്നാണ്. ഇപ്പൊ ടൈം കഴിയാതായി.
Okay, event can be used in different contexts. In simply, let us say that it is a situation or it is an instance that may give some sort of experience. Okay, in simply, let us say that event can be an occurrence or a creation of a situation or an instance. Okay, hope that you might have understood. Okay, and if we go to the definition, there may be a little bit more detailed meaning. There we have seen that it is occurrence or creation of some instances intended for communicating some messages to a public. ഒരു പൊതുജനങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി, ഒരു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ ഓഡിയൻസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്, വ്യൂവേഴ്സിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഒരു മെസ്സേജ് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ സംഘടിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാമിനെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സ്വാഭാവികമായും ചിലപ്പോൾ സംഭവിക്കാനിടയുള്ള ഒരു ഇൻസ്റ്റൻസിനെ നമുക്ക് ഇവന്റ് എന്ന് പറയാം. അത് മനുഷ്യനിർമ്മിതമായ ഇവന്റ് ആവാം, അതല്ലാതെ പ്രകൃതി തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ഇവന്റ് ആവാം. പ്രകൃതി തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ഇവന്റിലെ ലിമിറ്റേഷൻസും ഒരുപാടുണ്ട്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ബിയോണ്ട് ദ കൺട്രോൾ ഓഫ് ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീയിങ്സ്. Here we are discussing the events that created by ourselves, okay, either as part of the business activity or profit-oriented or service-oriented activities. So event simply means the creation of a situation or an instance intended to convey some messages to the audience.
Okay, sir. Okay, നമ്മളെ ടൈം കഴിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുകയാണ്. Okay, thank you, sir, for your very good session, and thanks to all the participants. So we are ending this session.
Okay, thank you all of the listeners.